Yep, thank you for having me. I feel Wraith is probably the strongest pick here on Dead Dog. When I made the pull, I was kind of like trying to mix and match kills. So obviously, this pull replaced the S tier pull that we had originally due to the bugs. But I think Wraith is probably the strongest killer that I did put in this pull. Yeah, I think our killer has a Ruin Undying here, so they're able to kind of play ping pong with our survivors a little bit, and try to keep up to gens and keep it a bit of early pressure, and then we get some tags and waste some resources, and then start playing the game a bit more. First hit. Yeah, gonna be looping this maybe. Probably pretty smart here to just take chase main. They usually say that main's like the main place to go. You know, it's the strongest loop on the map. Yeah, the Ruin Undying is really strong if it's used properly, but obviously the killer had a really rough early start because they were finding people, but they weren't really chasing, and they broke a few resources, and the first down came in a little bit too late, in my opinion. Yeah, for sure. You don't want to be in this position if you're the killer. You really, at this point in the game, you normally want somebody out of the game. Yeah, for sure. If you can get somebody out of the game as fast as possible, the 3v1 can really be brutal, especially on a map like Dead Dog.
We do see Ada. They're progressing to second stage. Meanwhile, our other survivors will be presumably hard at work. They've not gotten a reset on... It wasn't Adam, that was Tap. My bad. I misspoke on that one. But we do see someone... It's the Ace coming in here for a pretty quick rescue. Meanwhile, Wraith has moved on to Renato. They're going to try for a reset here, but it's not going to happen. He's not letting that happen. No, sir. And he is going to continue focusing on this Ada.
Ooh.
In an attempt. Ooh. And that's
not
going...
great for our survivors.
No, that's not excellent. They are still going to be 3 survivors, 2 gens, and in my opinion, when you're up survivors to gens, that's an okay place to be. You can usually work with that, but it's certainly not as strong. I know that they're hoping those chases would have lasted a little bit longer than they did. We see that Wraith has picked the tap, going down really quick. It looks like this killer has gotten more comfortable and is kind of feeling what they're doing right now.
This is going really good for our killer now. We got somebody dead. We got 2 gens remaining, I believe. Our perks are still up. And we got a pain res there. I think our killer's in a really good spot now to get the 4K.
Yeah, especially with that ruin. We haven't seen our survivors go in and look for that totem yet. So with that still going, that's going to make getting those last couple of gens pretty difficult, especially if you've got 1 survivor on hook, 1 survivor in chase. That leaves you 1 person to be doing the gens or looking for ruin. And in this case, Cookie, what would you do? Would you work the gen or do you go and look for that ruin totem?
I think in this situation, if you're the survivors, you have to play really slow. I think slow is the way, because there's sloppy in play as well, I'm pretty sure. So they're going to have to try to stay healed. Too many injuries with the ruin and stuff, it could really be brutal towards them.
Yeah, it feels like this is going to be one of those games that could potentially, if the survivors are doing their job, be kind of a long end game. This is gonna be tough though, because between the sloppy butcher and the needing to reset and the ruin, it's a lot to keep track of and get that last gen done. I know that tap is bummed about that hit just now. They just got reset with the Renato, and it looks like Wraith is gonna just be doing what he does best, doing a hit and run, and then perhaps focusing down chase on this ace here.
Ooh. That's actually pretty good for our survivors here, because we don't want 3 people injured, because then the snowball potential goes through the roof for our Wraith.
And it looks like this ace is doing a fantastic job of taking this Wraith for a little bit of a walk through the map out by the cactuses. I love going and seeing those cactuses. They are so tall. And we can see that this ace has windows and any means necessary. We can see that there's actually still a lot of resources up in that area over there. So that's not going to be a terrible place for them to run. Unfortunately, Wraith said, no, I'm going back for that tap. But meanwhile, Renato is almost done with the saloon gen. That is huge for them. That is going to be really, really big. But with them all being injured and Wraiths in, insane mobility, this is still kind of a dangerous game for them. They have to be very, very careful here.
Yeah, this down, and the injuries is really rough for them, because this is where we talk, like, the snowball is really crazy, like, because there's no unbreakable and things like that in these games. So if the slugging starts with these injuries, it could be really, like, bad for them. Could mean the 4K a little bit faster than they probably want.
Looks like he is going to go in and hook that tap. Ace trying with the party poppers to get that not unhooked, to get that stun, but unfortunately just not able to. And now we're in a dicey position because the Renato and the ace need to reset. The sloppy is going to make sure, means that it's going to take longer. And Wraith is not going to sit around hook. He is active and he is looking for these survivors, just as he should be. Renato looks like he's going to be going in for that unhook if he can, but Wraith has spotted him. Wraith doing a great job of kind of breaking up that heal party, but still protecting that hook as well.
Yeah.
And I don't know about getting this last generator done. Our survivors have done such a good job so far. Oh, Ace is on a gen. And maybe they are just going to be content to let their teammate die on hook. Sometimes that's what you've got to do. And it looks like
really rough spot.
That is what they've decided. Tap going back to the campfire via the entity. And Ace now taking chase out in that same area of the map. Heading towards Shack. Oh. Not quite gonna throw that pallet. There was a little moment of pause from both of them there. Kind of like, are you gonna do it? Are we doing this? And then ultimately leaving the Ace and deciding to go for that Renato. Kill a pallet up over here. Oh. But a great tag by our Wraith. Meanwhile, Ace is back on that gen.
Yeah, I don't think they're going to get this gen because the Wraiths will just slug and go look as soon as one's in remaining, but definitely a good effort by our survivors here.
True, and we do see that that bar is yellow, which means that our Ace is running that good old resilience. So it was a good effort. If the Renato maybe could have made that chase last a little bit longer, but the resources on that half of the map were already mostly used up. You know, this is hard. And now, oh, and a little cheeky point from the Ace as he goes down. Finally, our Wraith is going to secure that 4K at 4 gens. Really excellent gameplay by both sides. It was looking a little bit dicey at the beginning for our killer, but they seized upon a couple of great opportunities and they played incredibly well.
Both sides played really well in this game. Our survivors had a really good start, and I was really worried for our killer, but our killer really managed to put himself in a good situation and pull it back.
Yeah, I was also concerned about our killer. You know, especially when those first 3 gens popped, you know, in quick succession. But our killer really came back and did an excellent job. And that is going to be a great start for Team Silence in the qualifiers today.
The survivors of the other team are kind of sitting easy now because they know their win condition and they can try to play around it.
And there is something really nice about going in and knowing your win condition. It gives you a sense of, okay, this is exactly what we have to do. And I think sometimes it can be easier. Doing maybe going second on Survivor, just, you know, welcome back everyone to Champions of the Fog. I am your host here. It's itsBubbleTeeTV. I'm so happy to see you all and hopefully have you all hear me better. We were having some audio issues, but we have seemingly cleared that up. I am back again with my fantastic co-host Cookie, and we are all back again on Dead Dog Saloon with Wraith. Starting off by going for this Nancy on main building. Quick tag to start the game. Nice fast start for our killer. He is not messing around. Ace coming in though to take a hit. Really nice hit for the Ace. Coming in to get a little bit of a reprieve, trying hard to delay that first hook because things will really start going once that happens. Looks like we have 2 survivors on gens. And we're having a nice chase out front of main building.
Very strong start here for our survivors. A little bit stronger than the last start we saw because they didn't use as many resources.
True. But things can always change. As we saw in the last match, our survivors started out really, really strong. Like we said, we were really worried for our killer, but they came back in fantastic form. So you never know what's going to happen. Nancy, of course, taking that first hook, but Ace getting a reset from the Saga and moving on to that gen by the water tower. Nancy, unfortunately, in basement, which is going to make rescuing a little trickier. And a hit on the Saga right away as well.
This could be interesting.
Oh! Little bit of attempting a mind game there. not quite working, going down right under that pallet. Our survivors are in a sketchy position right now. This is going to be really tough. It looks like they are kind of content to let this Nancy hang on hook in the basement, which, you know, maybe the only choice they have at this point. I'm a little surprised somebody didn't go for a rescue while they were in chase with the Saga. But with Wraith's movement, they might have been worried about having another injured survivor and another person go down. We see Wraith checking out that gen on top of the saloon. And that is going to be the first one to pop. So we know where Kate is. The question is, does anybody get down there for a rescue? And I think the answer at this point is going to be no. It looks like Nancy is in a bit of a bind. Saga still on the ground over here, hoping for a pickup. And it looks like Kate coming in for that. But our Wraith is going right back to basement. He says, no, you are not getting this rescue. This is my survivor, and I will be sacrificing them to the entity today. Thank you. Doing a little body blocking on the stairs.
Oh.
Kate going for it, and it is going to be a trade. Nancy taking off up the stairs. This is a really tough situation for our survivors.
Huge.
What do you do here in this situation if you are on the survivor squad right now, Cookie?
The survivor squad must be incredibly happy right now because that was super close. That save, I didn't think it was going to happen, but unfortunately the Kira couldn't body block. They must be thrilled right now. I mean, it must be. I know the survivor's down in the basement, but they got the one person that was going to die, and this person's been able to waste more time.
Yeah, that is true. I'm also very surprised that they got that rescue, to be honest, especially with the interruption taking that hit. It was a trade, though, and now we do still have a Kate down in the basement. Oh, but it looks like Saga has managed to return the favor, gotten them up off the ground, and everyone is evacuating basement as quickly as possible, frankly, as they should. In the meantime, 2 more gens have popped. We have 2 gens left, 3 survivors, the same situation the other team was in. And Kate is going to be hanging out a little bit on this hook off the backside. Wraith making his way over to the ace out in the field. And Saga has gone in and gotten that rescue there. Saga now taking a tag. That's the thing, is now everyone's injured. Everyone's injured. 2 gens left. But this ace is ready. This ace knew the Wraith was going to be coming right back for him. Oh, unfortunately not able to get that pallet down in time. And ace is also going to be going down. This is where you see a lot of the Wraith's strengths, his movement ability, and this killer is making excellent decisions. He is just cat and mousing all of them. He is saying, no, you are not in control here. This is my match, and we are going to play it the way I want to. Kate and Saga over here desperately trying to get a reset. We see that there's no Sloppy Butcher, so that is going to help them a little bit. But still, that is going to be a broken up heal party. And no one is on a gen. And that is when you're in trouble. When nobody can be on a gen, you know it's going a little bit tough.
For sure. Lots of pressure right now.
Yeah, and Wraith happy to just kind of patrol this hook area. Does find the Kate, who is trying to come in for a rescue. Going to be a grab right out of the locker. Saga is going to be able to come in, though. Use that time well to get the ace off hook. I don't know if we're going to see any more gens get done here at this point. This is a really, really hard position because someone has to rescue, someone has to take chase, and someone's got to be on gens. But when you're all injured and you have a killer with such good movement who can just drop what they're doing and run in and hit you, that's really dangerous because you can't really get comfortable in anything that you're doing. Saga just constantly running back and forth to these hooks now, coming to save the Kate again. And that is going to be our second hook for the ace. Saga, who's not taken any hooks yet. I don't know about this one. What do you do here, Cookie? How do you combat this at this point? Is there anything you can do?
I think it's a really tough spot for our survivors because I think the person in the basement probably should have been left to die because they gave a lot of pressure up. They got the save, but they gave up so much pressure to keep that person alive, and that person really didn't last the test of time to stay alive long enough for it to matter. Now our survivors are in the spot where they're probably going to get around a 4k2, which would, I believe, give Vicinal the win here, which is not what you want to see.
Yeah, Saga taking that first hook. Wraith moving back off to find the other two. They were able to get a reset on that Kate, though, and that is going to be huge for them. That is going to be a big help. It may not be quite enough, but it's definitely something. Oh, and a swing and miss at that pallet. That was really good timing by the ace. Good judgment on that. But Wraith just managing to sneak up behind and get the drop. Saga has been rescued now, but still nobody is on a gen. And this is really, really tough. You know, at the end of last match, we were saying how the survivors on this squad would probably be feeling pretty good coming into this, but this is proved to be incredibly difficult, as Ace is the second survivor sent back to the campfire via the entity, but they do get that reset. This is a tough position, and Vicinal's killer is playing exceptionally well.
Very unfortunate.
Looks like we're going to be taking chase over by Gallows and the cart here. Luckily, still some resources up. Again, we have windows so we can see exactly what resources are left over here. Kate can as well, and she is going to be using that to her advantage. Unfortunately, taking a tag there, heading back towards main building. And it looks like Saga is on a gen at this point, but Wraith doing his Wraith thing has dropped chase with the Kate and is on Saga, saying, no more gen work for you. Kate now will probably be trying to get on a gen. This is where that reset becomes so crucial, because Saga can take a much longer chase here now. Oh no! Unfortunately, just that speed boost putting them right into the barrels there. And we hear that Ruin is, in fact, still up. This feels a little bit like an impossible situation. Oh, big swing. And Wraith gonna be content to have that Kate down and now go off and look for our Saga. Seeing if they can put an end to this quickly and get them down as well. Saga, they've been really, really brave about these resets. Nicely done.
Our survivors are not giving up here.
No, absolutely not. And it's going to be Kate again that Wraith is on. Saga probably going to go try and get back on that generator they were on in the middle of the road. But Kate going down again quite quickly. This is hard.
Yeah, extremely.
Our killer is just playing incredibly well. They have had really good pressure the entire match. They did have those first 3 gens pop, but ever since then, I mean, they have been completely in control here, and they are taking advantage. And Saga goes down.
Wow.
And I think that's going to be it. A 4K at 3 gens. Incredibly impressive work by our killer. Great work by our survivors as well. But man, that was a really, really hard match. That was everything about Wraith that I hate going against as Survivor. It was fast. It was kind of all over the place. It was keeping them on their toes, never really allowing them to reset or settle into doing gens, just constantly having to go, go, go.
Those games of this set were really enjoyable to watch.
And really, really excellent. All right, everybody, welcome back to Champions of the Fog. We are in for another exciting match between Valhalla and Vicinal. Vicinal is killing first. For anyone who is wondering, who is this person casting right now? I am your host. It's itsBubbleTeeTV, but you can call me T. I am the new vice producer here at Champions of the Fog. And today I am here with the ever wonderful, very charming Pally. Pally, how are you doing today?
Charming. You know, it's a good thing you told me who you were. I was actually thinking, man, Rue sounds different.
Yeah, no, I was going to try and do an impersonation like the entire time, but I feel like it would have been really hard to commit to that bit.
Yeah, no one, you can't really do, you know, you can't really do that. Doesn't work. Got an early hit here on the Ada though.
Yeah, and we've got David working on a totem already. You love to see it. Ada taking this ghost face for a little bit. Oh, no!
Did he get it?
No! No, he didn't. He didn't get it.
Oh no.
He did?
It's hard to tell.
It was really hard to tell. Oh, that was so unfortunate.
Oh no. Oh.
Ada going down. David is injured, but it looks like we have some really great progress on this gen over here. That was so unfortunate.
It was.
Looks like they're going to go for that reset. And it looks like we might have just seen our first killer perk of the match to be revealed. Yep. Good old pain res.
Yeah, yeah. Oh.
Running.
It is, as they say, the most unsafe, safe palette in the game.
True. It gives the illusion of being very safe. As a survivor, I'm like, yeah, I'll go run the lobby palette. It's safe.
Oh yeah, no. And when I'm playing killer and I'm on that and I get to that palette, I smile like the Grinch because I know I'm gonna get that down.
I'm the one you're smiling at, and that's uncomfortable. I don't want you smiling at me without me knowing, Pally.
Yep, I'm a mean one.
And we see a reset coming in here. No sloppy butcher in this match, which of course is always going to be helpful for our survivors.
Not just a reset, but a reset at the palette of destiny here.
And a double reset at that. It looks like we... not quite able to get that Ada healed. Tap exposed here.
My goodness. Ooh.
And a really, really quick down. We are still at 5 gens. What are you doing if you are the survivors here, Pally?
Splitting on gens. There's still... Oh, I thought that was pain res. She just got off the gen. You don't see that very often.
Yeah, you know, in the comp scene, our survivors are pretty good about it for the most part. In real life, I'm terrible about it. Even when I know it's going to happen and I call it out to my team and I say, hey guys, there's pain res. Guess who doesn't get off the generator? Wait, nobody told you?
I've been living a lie this whole time. Rue lied to me?
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, God. He pathological.
Oh, I knew it. Honestly.
Yeah. Yeah, it's tough. It's tough out here. But it's not tough out here if you're this ghost face because you are just giving these survivors the business. Staying around that hook.
He's giving them the Dickens.
Looking to see if there's anybody coming for this rescue. but my guess is our survivor has already communicated that he is still around. Nonetheless, David coming in, tap progressing to second stage.
Second state, that's huge.
Yeah, that's really big. Our survivors are going to have a much tougher time.
Yeah, that second state is huge. And it doesn't look like, at least at a glance, that David has much to run to here.
No, there were not a lot of options. He did get right to a pallet, but not quite quick enough. Ada coming in.
Larry's Memorial Dead Zone. You know what I mean?
Yeah, you know, Larry's is a weird map like that because you can just end up in places where you really have nothing to work with. You kind of have to plan your routing a little bit better, but it can also be hard to do that because it can be really easy to get confused about where you are on the map.
Oh, absolutely. And we see Ghostface committing to a chase here, trying to cut him off. And the reason he's doing that is he can afford to do it. He has applied so much pressure so far.
Yeah, we are still at 4 gens, and looks like Ada's trying to get a reset in there. Pre-dropping this pallet a little. And this Renato, he is waiting. But Ghostface is not. Ghostface has moved on.
Oh, Ghostface just faded out of view there and didn't come back. Wow.
Yeah. Went right back into the shadows. Back on this tap.
We're going for the tunnel. The Palitech.
The Palitech. Not the Palitech.
I will tell you, there is a legitimate case I could make for having invented tunneling.
Wow, you're the inventor?
Yep.
I've always wanted to meet the inventor of tunneling. Because I'm a survivor main, so.
It's okay. I'm wearing my armor. You can give it to me straight. It's fine.
You're no longer on the Christmas list. That's all I'm saying.
I'm on the coal list, the naughty list.
You are on the naughty list, and it's very hard to get off of my naughty list.
Party. Oh wow!
And that's going to be another down on the tap. Unfortunately, going to be sent back.
His cutoff game and his pathing is actually pretty damn fantastic.
Well, you know, Ghostface people, they tend to know these indoor maps incredibly well. So it would not surprise me if he's just feeling, you know, very comfortable, very at home on this map and just kind of doing his thing. He's been in a really great spot all match. They did pop another gen. 3 gens left, 3 survivors. Not the best position to be in, but it is doable. It'll be even better if they can get a reset here.
Yeah, no, absolutely. It's definitely doable. They just, you know, if the survivors want to come out on top of this, I mean, let's be real. It's all about pre-dropping at this point.
Mm-hmm.
Although the problem with that is Larry's does not have an abundance of pallets that pre-dropping is going to do much for you. So
that's true. There are a lot of super unsafe pallets on this map. Like this one right here. That's not a great pallet. The one in this room is not too bad, but there are a lot of very unsafe pallets, and it looks like we're seeing a lot of survivors just kind of creeping around. Someone's gonna have to get on a generator at some point, friends.
Yep.
He's entered sneak mode.
Yeah, we're sneaking. We're sneaking.
Sneak mode. Gosh, I have to say that as a survivor player, Ghostface is probably one of my favorite killers to go against. They are, first of all, the Ghostface community is definitely one of the most memey communities out there. But also, his power is such that he's one of the few killers that actually makes this game feel like a horror game. You know what I mean? Like, with the jump scare possibilities, like, it feels like a proper scary game when you're going against Ghostface.
I feel the same. It's the same with Myers, too. I love versing Myers.
Mm-hmm. Scratch Mirror Myers is one of my favorites. It's so fun. Getting that pallet out of the way, getting some stock, and moving. Nope, looks like we're gonna commit to this chase. Maybe this is interesting. This match started out very with a bang and has kind of quieted down. But David is exposed at this point, so this is going to be a very fast down.
The slug is so much pressure too.
We also see Eruption coming into play. Seeing the auras, he knows where everybody is in this moment. This is going to be a really, really tough position to get out of.
Uh-oh.
Renato exposed now. Man, this killer has been managing their stock incredibly well.
Oh, yeah. You don't see a Ghostface pull it off this well very often.
It has gotten that pickup on the David. Yeah, I agree. They, you know, I kind of was wondering, you know, why aren't they going to pursue the Ada? But they clearly don't. They didn't have the stock ready on the Ada, but they definitely had it on the Renato.
Yeah, this is a lore accurate Ghostface.
Incredibly lore accurate.
Yep. You love to see
the most loriest of accurate.
What?
Ghostfaces. Don't worry about it, Pally.
I ain't saying nothing. He found the Ada here. And he's not going to commit to the Ada, I don't think. Or is he going to go for the cutoff?
He might. He looked like that Ada was basically at full stock.
Yeah.
So it might be that he is hoping they'll go in for that rescue, that he can pop it and then get them. Stalking that David.
Yeah.
Getting that unhook. Going down really fast. That's so unfortunate.
Ooh. That pallet down is just, that feels bad, man. You know? Yeah.
And that's not what you want to see here. You want to see like prolonged chases. You want to see the survivors giving each other enough time to do gens. Nobody has gotten a gen done in quite a while.
You can tell, this that's the gen that got pain resed.
This is the gen they're desperately trying to get because they know that there is a 3-gen over here, a really nasty 3-gen, in fact.
Yep.
You know, at some point with a killer like this, they may decide to just sit the gens and let their survivor, you know, head back to the campfire, but it's a hard choice to make. What would you do in this situation?
If I was the survivors? I've never played comp, so I'm not really sure what I would do. I know what I do in pubs.
What would you do in pubs?
I'd walk up to Ghostface and use my bardic inspiration to hope for the best.
You know what? As you should, King. As you should.
And like you said, Ghostfaces are most likely to respect the meme.
It's so true. You give them a nice little crouch and a boop, and I would say 6 times out of 10, you'll at least get a nodders.
Yep. Ghostfaces and pigs are pretty good for that.
Mm-hmm. Looks like we did get that rescue. Ada coming in for a flashlight, potentially. Not facing the right way, and also not the flashlight haver. That is the Renato that we're looking at right now. How embarrassing for me.
I was about to say.
So it looks like they're working on a gen that's outside of that 3-gen right now.
Yeah.
So it looks like they're maybe going to be content to just go for as many gens as they can. With the understanding that they might not be able to.
Reached a point where you kind of have to think that way now.
Yeah. I think they've kind of given up on breaking that 3-gen, and they're just going to get as many points as they can, which, you know, like you were saying, in comp, it's a very different scene from pubs. You're trying to think in terms of points. How can I set my team up best for the next half of the match?
Yep, absolutely.
You know, so things like sacrificing your teammates or just doing the gens you know for sure you can do. Those are the things you have to think about.
Yep, for sure, for sure.
This Ghostface, he's so sneaky.
See Renato over there. He seems like he's just running scared in the middle of nowhere. Which, I mean, it's Ghostface.
He just like me for real. That's what I would be doing. Ghostface is scary. And especially on a map like Larry's.
Oof,
Renato
and that's the second kill.
Sent back to the campfire via the entity. Ghostface moving back into stealth mode. think this is going to be one of those games where the ending is pretty slow.
Oh yeah, it's going to be a slow burn ending. Just well, it's like yesterday's Ghostface game. The first game was a very slow burn ending.
Yeah, and we see Ada was so close on that generator in center, but just not quite able to get it done before Ghostface coming in and interrupting.
And we have eyes on the David here, which is really bad news bears for them.
It is, in fact. Oh, there he is. Oh, no. Oh, no. David going down.
I thought you were going to do the TikTok thing.
No, I wasn't. I'm not going to out myself as a TikTok user on Champions of the Fog. Despite definitely
you just kind of did.
User. No, I didn't. What are you talking about? No, I didn't. Leave me alone. Mind your business, Pally. And we do see that David is on hook. Ada is on the ground, barring an unbreakable. I don't see this match going any other way than a 4K
Nope.
at 3 gens. This Ghostface played this so well.
Yep, like a well-played game of chess.
Yep, as we were saying earlier, really great management of stock. Good management of that 3 gen over there. Just never allowing them to get any sort of progress. Really well played by them. And well done by our survivors as well. Honestly, getting 2 gens done in this kind of a game. All right, everybody, welcome back to the second match of Valhalla versus Vicinal. Valhalla on Killer this time. Also on a Ghostface. I'm excited by how much Ghostface we're seeing today.
Also yesterday too. I love watching Ghostface.
And also probably tomorrow.
Well, I'm a big fan of watching like killers that aren't necessarily like, you know, top tier killers, like in terms of their strength.
It's true. I feel like so many of the most like fun killers are not like the S tier killers.
Yep, that's why I made Trapper.
No, you main Trapper because never mind. I shouldn't say that.
I hate myself.
Anyway, that's what I was gonna say. I didn't want to be mean. We don't know each other that well yet. I was worried.
Listen, no, it's fine. Say what you want about Trapper though. I enjoy maining him because it's not always easy, but when his traps work, it feels so good.
Yeah, 100%. And it's like when
it's
you
like a
as
Huntress
a ghost
main with those cross map hatchets.
Oh God, yeah. See, Huntress is who I play a lot of as well, and God, there is nothing better than that feeling. Or like hitting a survivor at the exit gate from across the map. Oof.
Love that.
Ghostface out
like
here.
I was saying, I love watching and this is why I love watching the lower tier killers.
Getting a hit on that
outside the box. Whoa! That was a smooth moonwalk.
Looks like Ace may be getting away for the moment. We've got some decent progress going on a couple of gens. We see a totem over there, a spicy totem. And it looks like that totem is in fact Ruin. Ruin, a very popular perk today.
Oh yeah. I mean, I've been casting comp for very long, but to my understanding, Ruin is generally very popular because it provides a lot of regression, but also it gets them off gens to go look for it.
It does. And the other thing that it does that I don't think people talk about that much is it also can make your survivors a bit more, not gutsy, but just they feel like, oh, they're so close to finishing the gen, they should just stay and do it when maybe they should leave.
Commitment, yeah.
Yeah, you feel like you have to commit to your generators more, which can be used really well against them. That was a really nice little mind game from the Ada at the pallet.
Yep.
Dropping. Oh. And that's one of those pallets that kind of gives the illusion of being a somewhat safe pallet, but really isn't.
There's no way to run it well. Like there's no way to run it where it's safe because the one side is so ridiculously, we saw pain res there. The one side is so ridiculously short that it just doesn't matter which way you run it.
Yeah, that's also one of those pallets that is almost better to run when the pallet is still up. Once the pallet goes down, it you're going to go down pretty quick after
You
that.
actually lose the power of the loop when the pallet goes down, yeah.
Exactly. But while the pallet's still up, you can mind game the killer, or you can try anyway.
Your average killer is going to worship the pallet.
Nice
guy,
slap.
I don't respect pallets.
Good hit from that ace with the pallet. Looks like Ghostface is going to commit, and someone has just found that ruin totem. That is really huge for our survivors.
Yep.
We are still at no hooks, 5 gens. Still pretty even here. A miss by our Ghostface. He is committing to this ace at this point, though. Dropping that pallet. Moving on pretty quickly. And with the windows, he's able to really get a good sense of what they've got for resources left and make, some pretty good decisions about that. This generator is about to pop. Ada going down.
And she's going to be on her second hook here.
That's right. The Ada was hooked. I misspoke, Chad. I'm sorry. The Ada had been hooked. Renato on that gen with a lot of progress as well. Survivors are doing incredibly well here.
Oh yeah, they're managing their resources really well. This Renato, I would say, that shirt he's wearing, I would wear the heck out of that shirt.
I bet you'd look fantastic in that shirt.
I know I'd look fantastic in that shirt. That's my jam is the Hawaiian shirts.
I love that for you.
I'm like a weekend barbecue dad with my wardrobe.
Oh. Coming up on that Adam a little unexpectedly, but making our way right back to that hook. Ghostface, I think, looking to secure at least 1 kill. Did we just see a cheeky for the homies? I think we did.
Yes,
Renato running for the people, healing that Ada up, knowing that it's better for him to take the hook at this point and keep the Ada in the game. Really nicely done.
1 for the homies.
1 for the homies.
That can also backfire later on, too.
Absolutely. But I think
somehow I don't think it will.
No, I don't think so in this instance either. I think the survivors are playing incredibly smart here. They're very aware of what they need to do. And I think our killer is having a little bit of a harder time kind of zoning them out and keeping them all on their toes. You see that everyone is basically healed up.
That brutal strength was everything. That brutal strength right there was everything.
Yeah, that was an incredibly good down. Really well done by our Ghostface. Yeah. Things can change so fast in this game.
That down doesn't happen without brutal strength. That's why I always say slowdowns aren't necessarily everything.
No, sometimes you need the speed ups.
Yep, that's why I'm a big enduring guy. Get me back into chase.
Ghostface over here checking it out, trying to find one of the survivors. But those scratch marks fading away pretty quick. It looks like they're going to be able to oh, that sloppy butcher though. Not able to get that reset. Huge. Both of them injured. This could be a really, really dangerous spot. Renato is going to be back on hook pretty quickly. And just like that, things can turn from fantastic to bad for our survivors. It doesn't take a lot. And that's kind of the thing with DBD. It is a game that can change very quickly. And it is
caught on the chair. Oh, no.
Ugh.
Oh. Oh, no. That hurt to see. Like, that's the kind of stuff that gets me, and I cry inside when I see that.
That was incredibly unfortunate. And DBD is ultimately a game that kind of comes down to mistakes. It's who makes the least amount of mistakes. And, the survivors made a couple of mistakes and gave the Ghostface some leverage, but Ghostface missing out on that down on the Ada, that's kind of a big deal for him.
Yep.
Trying to mind game this pallet. Swing and a miss. Really good read by the ace.
Oof.
Another one of those pallets that is kind of safer when it's still up. Oh my gosh! Wow. Renato coming in.
I didn't even see him show up there. That's crazy.
That was so slick.
Oh, the reverse.
Really incredible teamwork there. What a hit. Oof. That was amazing. These survivors they're not giving an inch here. They are
they're not.
firmly saying this is our house.
Yep. Ghostface out here getting evicted from Larry's.
He is, and that's unfortunate because I hear he likes Larry's. He likes that there's so many beds to choose from, frankly, at all varying softness levels.
Varying softness.
Yeah, you know, like soft, firm, super soft. What kind of mattress person are you?
Firm, I guess. I don't know.
I'm also a firm mattress person.
I laid on it, tried it out. It was great. Bought it.
I love that. Oh my gosh! A head-on and a blind. That was rude.
He's lost in the sauce.
That was rude, Adam. Man, just absolutely no respect for this killer. Wow. Well done by survivors. I feel like head-on is not something you get to see successfully executed in comp, but unfortunately our killer kind of walked right into that. Really nicely set up by the two of them. Ghostface looking for his next victim. He's in a really rough spot right now. The fact that there are still 4 survivors in this match is a big problem for him because they are free to split up as they need to and do what they need to do. They're free to have someone rescuing and healing, having a couple people on gens, having someone on chase. You know, they are
all
just...
they have to do is get one more gen done, right?
Yes, I believe that is the case. This is a really tough position. Ghostface needs a big dub right now to save this match. And I don't know if it's possible. This team is incredibly good. They know exactly what they need to do, and they are doing it. Yep. Look at him crouching over there stalking. He's so cute. Sorry.
Yeah, so if they get one more gen done, it's... Oh.
And actually, at this point, our survivors have already...
That's my bad.
They have already met the win conditions, so they have already won this match. Now we are just playing it out. Oh, no.
I feel like I wouldn't have gotten that drop prompt.
That was spicy. This is a really tough match. Our killer is doing their very best right now, but this is really hard. This is a very good survivor team. They are so...
to show you how different things can go.
Exactly. They are so on top of like rescuing and taking hits for each other. And I'm not gonna lie, as a survivor player, I love watching teams like this.
Oh, yeah.
Like they
and
have
it goes to show you again, even the slightest mistake on either side, it can cost you a whole game.
Mm-hmm. And it also, that things can go back and forth because they're, you know, at the beginning of the match, there was a bit of a strong start for our Ghostface. They were in a pretty good spot, but I think once they lost the Ada and weren't able to secure that kill, things really went downhill. Already getting a door open here, and it looks like our survivors, 2 of them are going to leave.
As they should.
Are we going to see... Oh, and they're all going to leave. You know what? They're content to give up the Renato, and honestly, I think that is a fair play at this point.
Absolutely. I mean, they took the dub, so may as well. May as well.
Really good stuff, though. That one hit by Renato coming in and taking that hit for the ace, that was just like the most perfect timing. That was so good. That's going to stick with me for a little bit. That was really fantastic to watch.
Yep. Love it.
Welcome back, everyone, to Champions of the Fog. We apologize for that extended wait time. We were having some technical issues with the lobby. DBD, gonna DBD. But we are back now, and we are here to see if Bombom can put a stop to the Vicinal's victories today. They have been playing great, and I am here with my fantastic co-caster, DBD Opinions. Opie, how are you doing today?
I'm doing great. How have you been doing?
Great! Except for DBD being DBD, you know?
Yeah, it just kind of is like that sometimes, ain't it?
Yeah, I like that we've all just kind of accepted it at this point. We're like, we're DBD players. Of course we accept that the lobbies are going to crash every 3 seconds.
Instead of just getting upset about it, it is literally just like we shrug our shoulders and go like, oh, what are you going to do?
Exactly. And we are here with the Vommy Mommy herself. She has already infected one survivor. Ada on the run.
Yeah, Ada caught out in the open here, seeing if there's anywhere to bob and weave, trying to dodge this vomit as much as possible. Ooh, was that an attempted head-on out of the locker? I don't know if it connected.
I do not believe it did connect, but it was a good attempt. Now that Plague, though, is going to be looking out for those head-ons. You just know they're going to be on guard.
Adam with a crow over his head as well.
Wow, they were really committed to that play. They were.
I know, they were sitting there.
And it looks like we do have Bamboozle at play. We saw that window blocked. Ooh. Adam choosing to go down under the pallet.
Looks like our Vommy Mommy's looking to slug. Yeah, under the pallet. They might know somebody's lurking around. That is too risky of a situation to pick up right now.
Yeah, whenever you see a comp player wave at you to down them under a pallet, I think you don't take the bait at that point.
Yeah, something's up.
Moving back onto the Ada, who was broken because of the full infection there, and they are going to get that first hook. She is not walking through that pallet. She says,
yeah,
these survivors,
not.
I see your tricks.
Jake is our flashlight wielder, trying to come in for the flashlight angle, but just too far and facing the wrong way to be able to connect with anything. Plague, having a lot of good pressure so far, having 2 people slugged. The Atom is back up, but they are crunching gens right now.
Yeah, this is a really good start for our killer. It's also, I mean, it's an okay start for our survivors. They've got some gens working, like you said. They also know 2 of our killer's perks already. That would be Corrupt Intervention and Scourge Hook Pain Resonance. No surprises there. And Bamboozle. So they actually, there's only 1 perk left that they have to worry about. So that's always, you know, it's always great to be in the information gathering stage and to have some good information.
Absolutely. Plague getting their power, now checking up on gens. Nobody really around to get this unhook on the Ada, and that is also a very dangerous situation to try to unhook as well with the Plague being here. 1 gen done. Ada looking dangerously close to going to second stage here.
Yeah, and I think our survivors have just decided that that's what they're gonna let that happen rather than go in for a very risky rescue. Say that 10 times fast. They are gonna sit on their gens instead. They have, as you said, popped 1, probably made some very good progress on another. They're working on that 3 gen, trying to set themselves up for success later in the match. And it looks like our Jake may be coming in for a cheeky rescue here, potentially.
Yeah, and Plague still has a good quarter of their power left here. So Jake is going to have to pull off the play of a lifetime to get this safe unhook and get away without a scratch on him.
Yeah, this is going to be very, very close. That Ada is almost dead. And I don't know that they can make it happen. And they are not going to. Oh, coming in at the last second.
Oh,
not quite fast enough. Just a microsecond too late. A good body block from the Plague. That body block was probably the difference between getting that unhook and not. Really, really good job by our killer.
Yeah, absolutely. That was huge. There was just 1 split second to do it, but the Plague moving to their right there, that was just checkmate for them.
Mm-hmm. Really well done. It was a good try by the Jake, but our killer was ready for them, as they so often are, and we're going to see them move into some of these center tiles here. Bamboozle, of course, coming into play there. Unfortunate for the Jake, but that pallet is still up, so they do still have something to work with. Not the safest pallet. Oh!
Ooh, beautiful mind game from the Plague there.
Yeah, that was very, very
Oh?
well done. Oh!
Oh!
No,
That
she
would've
says,
been
I'm
so
swinging
cool.
through that. No way. No way you get that. Not today. This killer is really up on these survivors. She knows exactly what is going on here, and she is playing around it all very beautifully.
Absolutely. Plague looking around for the ace, knowing they weren't far away. It's looking like we might just sprint, try to get the unhook here. Adam was working on a gen. We'll see how much progress that can get. With 3 gens done for 1 survivor dead, not the worst situation in the world, but also not really the best.
Yeah, definitely a little bit of a riskier position for our survivors to be in. But again, there's more survivors than there are gens left to do. And I think that when you're in that situation, things could always be worse. However, Jake is fully infected. We see our Adam is also fully infected. This is, despite the fact that our survivors have gotten quite a bit done on their gens, this is a very dangerous position that they are in. Ace is now also fully infected.
Yeah, absolutely. And with 3 gens pop, not a lot of them had too much progress on them, so it's not looking like anything will pop before the Plague hooks and is able to come back to this side of the map and contest them on the gen. And that, that just doesn't help either. That
Yeah. Our ace over here working does have some resilience value, but still, they are in a dangerous place. Plague taking that power. This is looking really scary now, because now you've got someone on a hook, you've got someone who needs to do gens, and you've got someone who needs to rescue. And when you don't have a lot of survivors to work with and everyone is very injured, this is tough. I don't know that they get this rescue. And honestly, I don't know if they get any more gens done either. The Plague has really set themselves up for success here.
Yeah, it's gonna be tough because they keep finding themselves in a situation where every time somebody has the time to work on a gen, somebody gets hooked, which means somebody's got to go unhook them, and then somebody's getting chased. So there is literally not a good window for the survivors to even plant themselves on a gen for a good period of time.
Yeah, but this Adam really giving Plague the business. Some really good dodges on that corrupted vomit gross stuff. And just overall doing a great job of breaking line of sight, pulling her all the way to the other half of the map, which is going to do them some favors. They do get the Jake off. But again, everyone is still very injured and very vulnerable at this point. Looks like Ace making some really good progress on that gen, actually.
Yeah.
And this one is what? Were we wrong? Opie, were we
I
just
think we might have been
incorrect?
very wrong. They were a lot farther on those gens than we anticipated, and honestly, it looks like Plague found the gen that was really close there. But 1 gen remaining, this could turn around very quickly.
It could. I am a little concerned that all of those gens are they all on one half of the map? Did I see that correctly? Because that is going to be tough, especially with that hook right over there. Ooh, nice dodge by the Ace. But they've also cleansed. Hey, I feel like things happened while I wasn't watching. Like, suddenly the survivors are actually in a really great position and are doing really well.
DBD can just be like that sometimes. Just truly on a flip of a coin, it can switch to anybody's favor really quick. Jake trying to find a window to unhook here, but Plague sticking around, going for the hit. Are they just going to trade here? It looks like it.
It looks like they are going to go for a trade. And that is the thing. Interestingly, it's like Plague isn't doing anything wrong here, but these survivors all day, Vicinal has been incredibly strong. They have played so well today, and they're doing the same thing here.
That
Ace
gen a
sneaking
little
around.
under half now. Yeah, Ace looking around for the unhook. Oh, they were working on that gen as well. Yep, you are absolutely right. There is a 3 gen on this side of the map, which is that's going to make it very difficult to pop this last gen.
Yeah, that's gonna be tricky. I don't think it's impossible because she's not checking that far gen as frequently because she's trying to stay closer to hook. Although she is checking it now, and she is chasing the Adam off and heading towards the other half of the map, which I'm surprised by. To be honest,
this is a risky chase.
It is really risky, and she went the wrong way. Oh,
I see. And they're going
had
back to the other
plans.
side now. Oh, that's going to be close. I don't know if it's going to pop, though.
this is going to be very close. And those two boys together, both injured with her having her power, that was risky. I understand why they did it. They're just trying to get that last Jun done, but man, that's scary. Because one
this
goes
is
down,
a
the second
buffet.
goes down.
Ooh,
It looks like
catching.
they've split up a little bit. Nice slap.
That will take Plague out of her power, which could be very beneficial for the ace here. Trying to bob and weave, get to a window. Lithe coming over the pallet there, gonna give them some good distance, and that is gonna be the final gen pop. They actually did it.
That is incredible. That turned around so fast when they still had 2 gens left and 1 survivor out, and everybody was injured. You and I, man, we were the doubters. We were the doubters.
And
We were wrong.
proven so very wrong.
I will stand here in my wrongness and accept that I was wrong. They did great.
Ooh.
Oh my, that hits
Yeah,
me
and-
if I'm the survivor. I'm just saying.
Oh, absolutely, it hits me too. That is going to be the gates open. It is only a question of if Ace is even going to be able to get to the other gate. But we're
Adam
looking
taking a
like we're
hit.
going to get 2 survivors out.
I think so. Potentially could make a hatch play as well if the other 2 leave quick enough. This is the kind of moments in DBD
Yeah.
that I live for. This is so tense. Like, everyone's injured, everyone's trying to get out. It's so close. Everyone has played such a tight game. It's like, what's gonna happen? I don't know.
Yeah.
Adam coming in behind. They are booking it.
Yeah, I wonder what the plan is with Adam as well, coming in, being broken. Maybe they just
Oh,
want to be the sacrifice instead?
I think she just gave up this game. I fully think by going to get her power, she just gave away this game.
I think you're absolutely right. I do not know, but it looks like I only saw 2 survivors maybe by the exit gate. The ace
I think he's
still
going for
missing
hatch.
right
He's going
now.
to get hatch. He's getting hatch.
Absolutely. Wow.
Welcome back, everybody. We are once again back with our good friend DBD Opinions for another Plague match, a Plague v Plague. Always fun to watch.
Yeah, absolutely. Plague is just a powerhouse on this map, so I do not blame the killers for realizing that that is probably the best option right now.
I low-key love playing this map as Survivor. I have to say, all of the jungle gyms and loops and TNLs, all of the stuff in the middle of the map is so fun to play around. Getting gens done, not always the easiest, but
yeah, not
real
always
fun to
the
run.
Easiest. But yeah, that whole middle section there, that you can do some insane just like connections, jumping from one tile to the next.
Yeah, and we saw a quick tag and infection on the Nancy. Looks like Plague is left Chase, though, heading back over to this half of the map to check things out and see how it's going.
Yeah, finding a Jin with a considerable amount of progress on there, looking around because they know somebody was looking on it. And we do have the Fung hiding behind a tree right now. I do not think... Oh, it's going to be close.
Oh,
Plague not noticing they're there.
That was tense. That was a really good sneak. That was really close. That was a little bit sketchy, but well done by the Fung. Nia also hiding out over by a tree. So far, we're doing a lot of sneaking.
Yeah, the Plague not able to track down anybody. I think they are just popping out one at a time. No, Fung was not able to quite get back to her Jin yet. Oh, did the Plague see that? I don't think the Plague did. Yeah, they're not finding the windows to hop on their Jins right now. I'm curious if they're doing any Jins on the opposite end of the map right now while the Plague's occupied.
It looks like she is going to commit very hard to this 3-gen over here, which makes a ton of sense. Finally found that Fung, who is going to be on the run now over by main building. Oof.
Yeah, Fung trying to get distance. Plague vouching to just take the slap instead. Fung running to the opposite end of the map. You are absolutely right. Plague is locking down this side of the map. Anytime a survivor even thinks about going over there, the Plague goes, nah, this is my home. I'm staying here.
Mm-hmm. And there's a lot of benefits to that. It can be a little bit tricky because the game can feel slower in a lot of sense because she's not taking chase all over the map and not chasing survivors everywhere. But there are a lot of long-term benefits to just sitting on this half of the map and protecting this 3-gen. It is gonna be a hard 3-gen to break. So I think if she can commit to it, I think it's probably the move. We see Nia throwing that pallet. And I think was Hattie's over here as well?
There was definitely another survivor over here. I did not get a good glimpse on who that was. It was the Hattie.
Hattie, as you may have noticed, is our flashlight survivor. Looks like they are setting themselves up potentially for a save here if needed. I don't know if is that the best use of time here. I don't know.
It's hard to say.
That's an interesting question.
Oh, Fung running to this side of the map. Plague actually committing to the chase a little bit, able to get the down there.
And that's going to be their first hook of the match. 1 hook for 1 gen. Pretty even stalemate right now. We haven't really seen either side make like a big move.
Right.
But Hattie is down there on that gen and hoping to break that. I also did notice there's actually kind of a 3-gen on both ends of the map right now.
Is there now?
Yeah, when we were watching from the Plague's perspective, I was looking at that far end of the map. There are also 3-gens quite close over there as well. So this is going to be tough. If they can get 1 gen done down here, the survivors will be in a very, very good spot. And Hattie was trying to get that gen done and had some decent progress on the one kind of to the right side of main building.
Yeah, absolutely. Plague getting a lot of resources out of the way on this side of the map as well. As slow as the Plague is going, like trying to like really patrol this area, the survivors are also doing a really good job, just kind of slowly tapping on gens on that side of the map, getting them going. And it looks like Nia, yeah, committing to a few more gens on the opposite end of the map, as well as Nancy as well. I guess just getting as many gens as possible done over there before they try to break this 3-gen.
This is a very slow and steady game. Hattie doing a really excellent job extending this chase. Not really giving our killer much to work with here. Oh, that is costly. That was so close. Unfortunately, just that Hattie timing was really excellent. Getting a good stun on Plague, and now our Plague is going to commit a little bit more maybe to come into this half of the map.
Yeah, absolutely. It is anybody's game at this point. Nancy still crunching away on some gens on the opposite end there. Nia able to not get the vomit on her. Plague getting their power. That is a good amount of time that they left the other side of the map there. I'm curious to see how much gen progress they're able to get.
This is also the first time they've picked up their power all match, which is kind of an interesting choice. I would have thought maybe they would have wanted to do that a little sooner, but I don't play Plague very much, so I could be completely wrong.
Me neither, yeah.
But she's here's the thing. For someone with, like, chronic vomiting problems, she's such a babe.
I get that.
You know?
A role model, an icon.
Oh, God, an icon for sure.
It's
she's just, her butterfly skin is, chef's kiss. She's so tall, you know? Very Stephanie.
So very tall. The butterfly skin was a community-created one, right?
I think so. Oh, I didn't think that was going to hit. Tagging the Hattie just behind the tree. She was trying really hard to break LOS there, but not quite able to do it. And she is getting hooked right behind main building where they are desperately trying to get those gens done. Still have not managed to break that.
I've been wrong before, literally last game, but I'm gonna say it again. Just right now, it is looking a little grim for the survivors. Just not able to get a good amount of progress on these gens over here.
Yeah, everyone is just playing very, very patiently. The problem is, I think the killer can play more patiently. These survivors at some point kind of have to start making some moves.
Yeah.
Because she can really just hang out down here and protect this 3-gen, you know, and between the perks she's running and, you know, the amount of time survivors are on hook, like she's got the time to just let this play out slowly. Hattie desperately trying to take a hit there. I don't think they were quite able to.
Yeah, not able to take a protection hit there. Nancy really close to being fully infected, but Plague actually just vouching to go patrol the gens instead.
Yeah, the other problem with being down here so much is that when she gets a hook down here, that means that she's forcing chase down here as well, which makes it so much easier to get survivors off gens in the middle of other chases. So they are in a predicament here. And if they can't break this 3-gen, it's going to be a bad time sooner rather than later, because like we said, this killer is content to just slowly chip away at them.
And we've seen it multiple times, even with the Hattie right there earlier. They're running to that side of the map. They're able to connect with the Nia there, which is extremely huge, because if they would have vaulted through that window, I'm sure they would have just let them go. They're actually committing over here because the 3 other survivors are broken. Maybe seeing if we can get some slugs going, getting their power.
Yeah, and she did also get a little bit of a break there because we saw an eruption go off. So she had the time to go get that power before hooking the survivor. And once she does, this Hattie is right over here in prime danger territory. And she is going to get right on them. Not seeing any scratch marks, though, because there aren't any, because this Hattie is playing it very cool.
Ooh,
maybe a little too cool.
Too good. Yeah. Oh, this is not looking good right now. One survivor on hook, one survivor getting downed right by the hook. But they are taking this opportunity to see if maybe they can pop a gen over here.
Yeah. This is tough. This is really tough.
Yeah, this is really tough, especially now that you've hooked the survivor right by the gen that it looks like might have had the most progress on this side. Nobody able to get the unhook just yet. Speak of the devil, there it is. But you still have the grim situation of the Hattie hooked right by the gen with the most progress. That's the one they've been trying to break this 3-gen. And no one can really work on that right now.
And they are right. She just walked right past them. You could hear them right. Oh, never mind. That was Hattie on the hook. Don't worry about me. I'm fine. Getting her power again, protecting that hook. And you just know that she would like to get that Nancy on a hook, as that Nancy has not been hooked yet and would be worth quite a few tasty points. But they are just happy to hang out over here with this Hattie on hook. I don't know if a rescue is possible. She has her power.
Yeah. It's gonna be tough, and survivors accepting the situation. They pop that 4th gen, leading to the 3-gen just sitting over here. These are the only gens they can work on now, and it is going to be a tough battle to try to pop even one of these. Oh no.
Especially with that eruption proccing, that is tough. And that's gonna be another survivor sent back to the campfire via the entity. 2 survivors left, 1 gen, 1 killer. Who will win?
A survivor is going to absolutely have to put on the chase of a lifetime, and the Plague will have to try to commit to that person for the other survivor to even have an opportunity to try to pop one of these gens, and that's not the start we're looking for.
And again, this Nancy getting hooked is going to be worth a lot.
Yeah,
this is
fresh hook right there.
But she is going to leave her. This does open up the potential for Nia to sneak in and get her. She's not infected, so she won't be making, a lot of noise. But even if you do get her, I don't know. You might just be buying time at this point. This feels a little bit dire for our survivors, opting to come over and pick her up and get her on hook.
Yeah, absolutely. Nia might just be hanging tight to try to play hatch game, but with this being the Nancy's first hook, if the Plague realizes they are not coming over here, that gives the Plague an insane amount of time to go to the other end of the map to try to play for Hatch.
Yeah. And honestly, that might be the play at this point. And they absolutely have. That is the play at this point. That is what they're doing. However, like you said, this is going to be a long wait. And we have seen it go poorly. I have seen survivors go over there and wait for that hatch to spawn, and the killers wise up and get over there, and it just doesn't happen. This is tense. If you're a survivor here, what are you thinking?
Just roll over and cry, I guess. It's just this is not a situation I would ever want to find myself in.
That's so me. Just roll over and cry.
Just roll over and cry. Just like
I'd bring you tissues, Opie.
Oh, thank you. I would bring you tissues
welcome.
too.
Oh my gosh.
Nancy entering second stage there. Yeah. Oh, we are sneaking past Plague going. Oh, I think they're going for Hatch, but Nia able to slip past, able to get the unhook here. I am curious to see how this plays out with 2 survivors back in the match.
Yeah, because Nia did have another gen working a little bit on the other side down here. I don't know how much progress they had. And obviously she is now infected. Plague picking up her power. Once again, Nancy cleansing, which probably the move at this point when there's only 2 of you left.
Yeah,
and one of you is broken. I don't know. Maybe they
play. Yeah.
Can they pull off a miracle here?
I would love to see a miracle. It's just somebody's going to literally have to ace this and put on the best chase I have ever seen. And Plague will really have to commit to that person. Kind of forget about the gens for the second. Really tunnel vision on somebody, but it is going to be tough.
Yeah, and here she is searching the edge of the map, knowing that Nancy is likely to be skulking around somewhere. Not a bad thought, but instead going to catch sight of the Nia taking chase, pushing them off the gen that they were on, and now coming right back over here, seeing those scratch marks from across the map, knowing the Nancy is still over there. Man, this is also one of those end games where as a survivor, I kind of just hate it because I'm like, just kill me. This is so slow.
Yeah,
it's so
like,
tedious.
What do we do?
Like we're not gonna win. I don't know. I mean, I guess there is a world in which this is doable, but what they need is for someone to do an incredible chase, and they need Plague to buy into it, because right now she's really not. She is just like, I am on my gens. This is what I am doing. They need her to want to chase that survivor.
It really does come down to a patience test. At this point, it's just who's going to be the first to screw up, maybe stay on a gen too long, commit too long to a chase on the killer's end. It's going to be tough to say, but Nia able to start progress on that gen. They are now broken from the Vommy.
By the same token,
no way they buy this.
By the same token, she's gonna have to chase somebody at some point, or they will very slowly cat and mouse these gens. They will make it happen. It will be slow and painful, but they will get a gen done. So she's got to chase somebody. And it looks like she has pick the Nancy, pick the Nia. You can see those
both survive.
No, go ahead.
Sorry, go ahead. No,
you first.
I was just gonna say, if they get both survivors broken, that'll put them in a difficult situation to try to complete those gens. They took the bait for a second, running to the end of that map, but they quickly realized they probably need to go back here. Nancy, I assume working on that gen they are gunning for right now, or maybe the other one. Oh, they kind of were. The urban evasion coming in hot.
Man, you know, urban evasion, it's one of those perks you make fun of. It's one of those perks that you cringe at when you see your pub's bonus buddy running it and not rescuing you. But damn, in comp, it comes in clutch sometimes, you know?
No, it really can. I think 90% of how this Nancy has stayed hidden is because they're doing such good urban evasions around the corner.
Ooh! Brilliant play by the Nia. Oh!
I was going to say, this is what we're talking about. If this Nia could hang in a little longer and Plague commits to that chase, it could have been a good situation for them.
Yeah, unfortunately, that procced not only them going down, but also procced eruption, meaning that generator has lost a decent amount of progress. We see Nancy creeping over here to the other side of the map. But frankly, once again, the fact that the Nia even got the Nancy off hook and didn't just wait out for hatch, that's not nothing.
That is not nothing. Plague still a little bit of their power hanging in there. They were checking that in the map, seeing if Nancy's looking around for a hatch play. Nancy will be coughing up a storm, so we will be able to hear if they are nearby. Nancy gonna take this opportunity to try to get the unhook here, as Plague is occupied by Killer Shack right now. And, ooh, but they're coming closer. We're back in it.
Wait, though. I just noticed that bar was yellow when she unhooked Nia, meaning our Nancy has resilience. So being injured and working on that gen is not the worst idea. If they can get her to keep chase on the Nia instead and Nancy can sit on that gen, it's not a perfect scenario, but...
Yeah, you are absolutely right there. And I think that was the plan. Nia unfortunately crashed into a wall there. Nancy trying their best to urban evasion around to try to secure a hatch. And it working. Plague did not see them there. They're going to hook the Nia maybe, or see if they're on the other end of the map. It looks like going to check out the gens on the opposite end. Seeing no progress over there.
You know, we don't give awards here at Codif for, like, superlatives, but if there was an award for most sneakiest use of urban evasion, this Nancy would have it today. They have just gotten away with so much running this urban evasion perk and just creeping around the map. And I know that as a killer, that can be so frustrating, but in the context of comp, it's worth doing, you know?
All right, here we go. It's looking like Plague is going to hook the Nia, which is death hook for the Nia. Get them as close to Shack as possible. Try to contest the Nancy at hatch.
Now, this is going to be tricky.
It's looking like, yeah, Nancy's not even going to try.
No, there's no way she gets hatch. She can try for the doors, but, I mean, these killers know what's up, you know?
Yeah.
We all know the E escape trick. You know, you hold the door until the E, and then you let go so that the lights don't come on, but you've got some progress, and then you go back. But between the coughing and the fact that this is a comp killer, I don't know if that is going to be enough. However, our Nancy is still running her superpower urban evasion.
Yeah, absolutely. And was that resilience value on the gate?
It was.
Yeah.
Oh, no, she's been spotted. Oh, that's so unfortunate. Because that resilience would have been so good, too.
Yeah, that gate was going lightning fast, but Plague was able to get over here in just the nick of time. A valiant effort from our survivors and just a master of patience from our Plague.
Yeah, this was kind of a long game. It was a slow burn, but everyone did what they needed to do, you know?
Yeah.
And I don't know if either side could have really done any better, because the way the Plague chose to play really forced the hand of the survivors and how they played as well.